Yo, what up guys, Bricks5D here, and I'm currently logged into the Noob to Pro account on day 100. I wanted to dedicate this video to how I generated over 10 million silver that allowed the account to progress. In the recent video where I talked about the dragon and we beat dragon 20 finally, it was because I was able to save up to 10 million silver, which was the first time I've ever done it. So I wanted to share some tips and tricks on how I was able to get that amount of silver to upgrade the artifacts I needed to push this account to where it needed to be and beat dragon 20. So let's get right into the video. So this video would benefit newer players, yes, but if you're an older player, I'll also add some tips on how I also farm silver on my main account, which is over 2 years old by now. So the first tip I'll give you is save. I know it's kind of obvious, but let's just take the analogy that in real life, even if you have money in the bank, if you spend it all the time, every day you spend, you're trying to save for a particular project, you're trying to save for your account to be progressing to another level, right? And you're not saving the resources you need to push that particular content. Every day you're spending on petty things. By petty things, I mean you see shiny something in the market, you buy it. You see a new artifact you just got, you take it to level 4, level 8, you're like, oh, so you're spending every day. You're not actually saving for a while and then spending in one particular thing. So that's the best way to actually save and spend. People don't get money spend, gets money spend. No, you save and spend on one particular thing. That's the best way to go about it. So this tip will guide you that you should not just come in here and buy anything you see. Today you spend on unlocking. See, I've not even, although this is for gems, or you go into your champion pool and you start upgrading your vault because it requires silver. You're spending, you see 200k is a small amount, right? You click and you spend the 200k. You go down here, so you're spending silver every day and everywhere. So this tip is for you to be disciplined and try not to spend silver for an entire week. I know it sounds like too extreme. The only thing I would recommend that you buy is when you go to the market and you see that I've currently bought mystery shards, right? As a new account, mystery shards are still one of the ways I get food to level up. So yes, you can buy mystery shards or the ancient shards when it pops up. But apart from that, I don't buy all this and 2-star food from here. It costs a lot. 44k is a lot of silver for a newer account. Even for older account, 50k, 44k is a huge amount. So that's this number one tip I'm giving to you guys right now. Save every silver and stop spending for an entire week or two and see the amount of silver you can save. Except you want to buy only shards. So the second tip I'll give you for saving silver that I actually did for this account is while I was playing the fusion on my main account, all I did on this account was campaign farming. Yes, campaign farming is one of the easiest way to get silver. I had to put this as a newbie tip because a lot of people think dungeons is the best way to get silver for a new account. No, you're beating dungeon 13, dungeon 17, and you're keeping most of the gear. Now I'm talking about dragon, or you're talking about spider. As a newer account, you're keeping most of the ring and amulets. You're not selling them. Dungeon farming for silver only applies to older accounts who have gotten all the best gears, and they can be very selective. If you're a newer player, the best source of silver, the easiest way, is campaign farming, because you're not just spending your energy, you're also getting some levels on your champions. You're developing your champions at the same time getting some silver. So that's what you should be spending your silver on. So the first one, I think it will give you about 11k as straight up just for running the campaign. Brutal 12.3 of course, and then it will give you an additional is it 7k or 10k when you sell the gear, the shield, depending on what level of 5-star or 4-star or 3-star shield that you get from the campaign. So that's the second best way to get silver in the game. Now, if you do campaign farming manually or by auto, you see that it will gather all your resources in your artifacts. Head over there, filter, shield, maybe even select just new, and you find them sitting here. So you have the option to select one, hit the sell button and mark all. So this will give you, let me unselect this, 253k silver just right there sitting that I was not aware of. So if you're kind of low on silver, make sure you check your curing set from the campaign and sell them for exchange of that silver. So that's what you get from the campaign, that shield. Now the next one that is the best way to get silver for newer players is the forge. Now the forge is not easy to get the resources required to do this. That's why I always recommend that where is it? The resources you get from Faction Wars is what you need for the forge. Now remember that the Faction Wars is a free content that you can play at any time. It only requires you to have some leveled up champions or some gear. You don't even need to level up special champions for it. The champions you already have, beating campaign, beating dungeon, beating other content. Always check that the faction, you're spending your keys in the faction, depending on how far you've gone. So even if I've not beat this boss today, you can see I've spent my keys today for this faction. Why did I spend my keys? Because I know that even if I will not keep the gear from the forge, the entire purpose of me farming faction today was to be able to have resources that I'll transfer to silver. How does it really transfer? You see this farming that I've done, you see the amount of trash. All these are trash, because if I forge this, what does it give me? 3-star gear. Does my account use 3-star gear anymore? Nope. Even 4-star gear, I no longer keep it. So this is an automatic sell for me with 16k silver right there. Sell. So this is what you use the forge for. Farming those faction war stages, even the lower stages, it gives you all these materials you need, and then finally you can transfer these materials into silver. So whatever you get, this is 4-star. There are some you might need to keep. If you're farming higher level of the faction wars, of course you get a higher level of the materials. But I'm not farming higher levels, I'm farming lower levels for these simple ones. And whatever I forge from here, I sell automatically for. This is a lower 3-star, 7k. So you get a lot over a short period of time. So therefore you should farm the faction wars every day. I need to stress that, because a newer players, they think it's only glyphs you can get from the faction wars. Glyphs is one thing that is important, yes, but those resources you need for the forge is also important. Forge also requires you to get resources from, what do you call this place? Doom Tower now. It's not only faction wars. I think this resource is from Doom Tower. No, this is also, Bloodstone is also from faction wars. But check this out. If you go to your Doom Tower, even if it's the lowest stage possible, I have been farming this boss every day. Well, I'm not farming today, but I'm going to. Or I've already spent, no, I spent 10 keys. As you can see right now, I spent 10 keys today and I got 5 more keys. So I have been farming this boss also every day, spending my 10 keys over here. And the resources I get can also be used to forge items on the forge that I can sell. Even if it's low level, normal boss of this Doom Tower, as long as I can beat it, or the small one I can beat, I can repeat that run and get resources and sell. So don't ignore this place that where you can get resources for the forge also. So the forge on its own does not really give much, except you farm both faction wars and Doom Tower. So a lot of people think it's not that easy, but it is. As you can see, I'm on low level faction wars, low level Doom Tower as a newer player. But for my end game account, where I can do faction war 21 and I can farm Doom Tower hard, I'm also spending that time on those two places and getting over 400 or 500 resources sitting there waiting for CVC. When CVC launches, I just forge all of them and get a bunch of silver. So that's a huge silver bank waiting for me there. At least 5 million can be gotten. I'm just estimating 5 million or 4 million can be gotten from me forging all these items, because most of them are trash, except you get good items that you can keep. So a high number of items you get from the forge is trash, especially if you're a mid-game to end-game player. But if you're a newer player, 5-star items, you might want to keep a lot of them until your inventory begins to get full. Now, apart from these two ones I called out for beginner players, saving, campaign, and the forge, the next ones I'm going to be calling out is more of an end-game player type of way for you to get silver in this game. So the first one I'm going to call out is the spider, and that is what I farm for my end game account. If I go to the spider right now for this account and I farm the spider and it drops a gear, I don't sell anything. So why? Because I'm farming spider 13. I'm a newer player. This is a newer player account, so I don't sell it. Even if it's attack percent, I mean if it is a flat attack with bad rolls, I try to keep rings amulets and banners from every, whether it's HP, defense. I'm trying to stock up right now because I have a lot of champions that do not have banners, that do not have the right accessories for their faction and all that. So you're trying to hoard so that when you do have enough, that's when you begin to get picky. Right now for the early game where I don't have enough, I'm extremely saving everything I get from here. So this doesn't apply for newer players, I have to stress that. But for an end game account, or like my main account where I'm currently farming Spider 25, dude, each trash attack and something I get, attack accessories I get from there, I sell it because I usually don't keep attack, or I tend not to keep ones with bad rolls. 150k legendary 150k silver, that's what I sold one for today, and it was kind of crazy because I usually don't pay attention to how much they're selling for. I just select a bunch of them that I don't need and hit that sell. I see a total amount, but today I sold just one legendary 6-star artifacts, accessory I got from Spider 25, and it sold for 150k. I was surprised. Even a 5-star one sold for 100k because it was legendary. So for an end game account where you have your HP bonus and your cold hearts and all that can do Spider 25, this is your best way to get silver. So right now, let's say a fusion has ended, there is no event that I'm interested in going for. Where do you farm? Let's say you have 100 silver, 100 energy sitting there, or 500 energy that was just gotten from an event or something that is sitting there. Where do you spend it? A lot of people will rush to dungeon, the dragon, and try to get more gear. They're hoping that when they get bad gear, they'll sell it. But no, I know that right now it's time for me to start saving silver. I head into the Spider, not because I need ring, accessories, or banners, but because I know for that my end game account, I need silver. Without silver, I cannot progress any champion. I have all the best gear and accessories, but I can't take them to 16. And if you can't take them to 16, you can't build new champions. And that's where I get stuck. That's why I'm encouraging you guys to save. Farm Spider 25 if you're end game. Don't farm Spider at all if you're a newer player. So that's the point I have to put out there for Spider. It's an end game dungeon. You asked me, what about the Dragon, Fire Knight, and Aziz Golem? I don't think those dungeons are even for newer players either. Although there are a lot of items you get from farming the Dragon, and you end up selling the 4 stars, especially since I'm currently right now I've reached Dragon 20, so I'm still selling some trash gear. So this might be a good place for me to get gear. But if I really need silver, I do farm the campaign. I don't come here and try to get silver from here, because I tend to keep most of the items from here. For endgame account, farm Spider. For newer players, farm campaign. That's what I will advise you to do. Now, another source of silver that a lot of players are confused about: should you be spending your clan gold on this shop silver? Is it worth it? 135 clan gold that you toiled to get, and you spend it to get 300k silver. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree with that point. Why I don't think it's worth it is because if I get a legendary piece from here for 140, I can sell that legendary piece for about 150k silver. Also, it might look like it's different, 300 is higher, but what if the legendary piece is so awesome that it has speed and it has all the sub rolls? That's what you're risking by spending 135 on this side. So it's better for me to gamble 50-50, having a good legendary piece from here, or I get a trash one that I can sell for 150. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. Spending 140 here is a gamble of me getting a good item or a bad item, but I'm willing to take that risk. If I take that risk and I get a bad item, I still don't lose out, because I still get 150 silver or maybe 100k silver from selling that bad item. That's the way I calculate it, where I say this is not worth it. So silver from here is not worth it. Another source of silver for the game that a lot of players try to get as daily as they can. It's not faction wars. Where am I forgetting this? Arena. 3v3 arena. It also has a shop called the Bazar, right? And all the medals you get from here can be spent in the Bazar. Daily, everybody suggests that you spend your medals on Drexter, like I've been doing for this Noob to Pro series. I've been spending my daily on Drexter. it's not advised to spend it on energy or shard and all that. But today I've bought my Drexta fragments, as you can see, right? And I now have about 334 bars right there. Is it worth me spending 200 bars for 50k silver? No, it is not worth it. For a newer player like mine, this gold bars is better spent buying Drexta until you're done with Drexta. Now, if you're finally obtaining your Drexta, the next piece of item you should be spending these gold bars on is energy. Energy. The silver is really not worth it here. Now, for my end game account, we have bought energy, and I'm sitting at over 13k bars or 15k bars because I'm in silver, higher levels of this bronze. Then you can begin to buy brews, buy anything that you wish to buy, even the 900 chickens. On that account, I can buy it because I know that I have so much gold bars that I can spend it anywhere I can in the bazaar. But for a newer player like mine who is still concentrating on Drexta, I always recommend you save these gold bars for Drexta and buy it daily so you don't miss a day. Although on this account I do miss a day sometimes. So that's what I think about this buying silver from here. It's not totally worth it. Now, the next piece of content that people fail to get silver from because it's kind of hard or they don't want to do it is events and tournaments. If you notice, every event and tournaments always have 50k, 100k at the beginning levels of that event or tournament. So it's best for you to just put that little effort that is required to get that 100k. No, this is 50k silver from here and 10 gems. I've got it. So I don't even need to push this event further because I've gotten 100k from here. Summon Rush is open and it offers 100k right there. I'm going to pull some mystery shards, get enough points to get this 100k. So I'm not trying to complete the entire event, but because I know every little silver matters, this is another way I can also get silver. So I remember this tip that was shared a long time ago by BGE, and I always follow it these days on my account. Even on my main account, I try to complete up to a reasonable level. Even if I'm not going for the event or I'm totally ignoring the event, I check there, get the few levels of it, and I'm done with it. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. If you have any other tips and tricks that you're using to save silver on your account, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you're not fully aware, I have a video right here, I'll pin it above, on how I can save silver by leveling up champions. By leveling up artifacts. Easy way on this noob to pro and even on your main account. So you can easily take a artifact from 15 to 16 in one attempt instead of doing that try and doing fail attempts that just wipes away all your silver. So that's one way I always use to save silver on my account. I always use that tip and trick. So make sure you watch that video after this one. Hit that like button if you've not done so, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. This has been a noob to pro video letting you know how you can save silver and many ways in the game that you can get silver. Remember to save. That's the most important one out of all these points. I'll see you guys in my next Raid Shallow Dungeons video. Later, guys.